Tenbrink popped off a single round that missed his targets and hit a building behind them, then got back in the Jeep and fled. One of the victims reported the Jeep's vehicle tag number to police. Officers from 3 different law enforcement units caught up with the trio later that evening on Interstate 75 and took them into custody. Even before their arrest, the trio were known quantities, Tenbrink and William Fears in particular. They are fairly representative specimens of the sort of flotsam that drifts through the so-called alt-right and, increasingly, trails in the wake of any white nationalist chieftain, even one as snooty as Spencer. They are, in short, surly groupies for whiteness. Here's what we know about them. Tenbrink, the man who fired the gun, is a white supremacist from Richmond, Texas. He told the Washington Post that he came to Spencer's Gainesville speech because he received threats from the radical left after he was spotted at the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. But Tenbrink had been active in the white nationalist scene long before the August gathering. Tenbrink told the Post that all he cares about are the 14 words, a reference to the popular white supremacist slogan, "We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children." Tenbrink pled guilty to a felony assault charge in Texas in 2014. That means he now faces additional charges of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, the Gainesville Police Department wrote in a statement. "I don't think any race experiences racism in the modern world the way that white people do in a jail," he said. "In jail, whites come last." In May, Fears, who now works in construction, crashed a May Day rally with other neo-Nazis and reportedly assaulted a man. In June, he antagonized members of the Oath Keepers, a far-right militia movement, at a rally in Houston until one of them put him in a chokehold. In August, he showed up in Charlottesville to brawl in a helmet, gas mask and goggles, waving a white nationalist flag and shouting, "Shoot! Fire the first shot of the race war." In September, he and other neo-Nazis tried to provoke anarchists at a Houston book fair to violence. "Nazi is like the N-word for white people," says Fears. "And I just embrace it." After the Charlottesville rally, Fears posted a 13-minute-long statement on YouTube. He congratulated himself for attending the event, lamented the mainstream media's attack on Southern heritage, and complained bitterly about being doxxed. He made no mention of Heather Heyer, the 32-year-old protester who was killed at the rally. In his interview with HuffPost, Fears tried to distance himself a little from the scene around him. He said of Richard Spencer, "I agree with like 75% of he's kind of a scam artist, in my opinion." Asked if he identified as alt-right, he said, "I try and deny identity politics. That's why I'm not wearing a white polo and all that stuff." But he also served up a word salad of white grievance, like, "Okay, for one thing, say, gay marriage, that's cool, whatever, except that's fine, I'm cool with it. Well, then, what's after that? The next step? This whole transgender movement, right? Well, if you don't accept that, you're a bigot, this and that." Well, that all goes hand in hand with being a white person. Asked about the pin he was wearing during the interview, Fears said it's basically just like an SS thing. Explaining the significance of the pin would require an extensive conversation about World War II, he said. "And it's my heritage, I'm German."